The actual kit has not shown up yet, so I'm still missing a lot of that. My wheels aren't here yet.
Going to put on a catch, not a catch cam, what's that thing called? A kill switch. The real kicker is yesterday, Elena goes to start the truck, and the truck doesn't start. It didn't start.
A new place, a new home.
Could be going better.
Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt.
So we are back in Georgia, and finally, after being stranded at E-Town for a week, we dropped the RV off to get one of the hydraulic jacks that got bent anyway, so that's getting fixed here. We're just gonna stay with my dad for a couple weeks, and it gives me a chance to work on the car before East 10 ProAm. So I was having trouble with the car, and I thought it was a boost leak. It might have a boost leak. If you saw the video previously, you would see that I crashed into the wall and moved this full shock tower way over a second time, and that was really frustrating. I went out, I had a relatively minor collision with another car, so anyway, it messed some stuff up. I went out for my qualifying lap and right into outer zone 3, which is the last, anyway, at a wall at E-Town. I was feeling good. I was in the zones and everything, and I just went to throttle and nothing happened. It was there was just no boost. I tried clutch kicking, nothing happened. And you don't have a ton of time, so I went into the wall. I wasn't able to drive away from it. So I'm trying to figure out what the heck the problem was. Sam, who built the engine, happened to come in town to pick up his trailer for FD, came to look at it, and in 3 seconds, he goes, "Oh, look, your throttle position sensor's broken." And it was in here, and it was just broken off the back. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Broken off the back there. That's probably my issue, a broken throttle position sensor. He was like, "I can't believe you were driving it." So anyway, that's it. I got 2 just in case. I don't know why I would need 2, but now I'm paranoid about it, and now I have 2 of them. So we're gonna swap that out. We have a lot of stuff to do. I'm actually gonna switch ankle kits. I'm going to replace my shock because I use Feel 441s. Went to the wall previously, they didn't have them in stock, and for various reasons I wasn't able to replace it. So I've actually been, for the last several events and Riverside, I was on an old BC shock and my Feels. So I've had a completely different shock on there for a while. Same Swift spring, so it's the same spring rate, so just swapped it over. But anyway, we're gonna replace that. We're gonna go back to Blackjack frame shop, see if they need to pull that shock tower out a little bit more. They might not have to. I got a ton of help at the track from a bunch of the guys that were able to actually kind of pull it back out pretty well, but I'll have them look at it, mostly the back end though. This was actually relatively uneventful. That was a decent little hit, but I was mostly able to keep driving. Yeah, anyway, so we're gonna try and get that pulled out just so it doesn't look like garbage. And a bunch of other things I can't think of right now. Anyway, we're gonna get started. We're gonna swap that throttle position sensor out, clean out the car, so stick around. It's gonna be a couple weeks of trying to get this thing done, but I think we can do it. Oh, things are going very slowly here. Where do we even start? So I've been here for a while. I've accomplished very little. This is my new coilover. So it's basically just the shock, really. And so these guys are all fine. For whatever reason, the fab doesn't want to screw on there, and I'm not terribly sure why. I've cleaned up the threads. You can see it's just not happy going on there. So I'm wondering if these are maybe just a little bit bent. I just can't really tell. I'm trying to get a new coilover because I could use a spare anyway from Feel. So I'm waiting on that. Wisefab has not shown up yet. Those are actually just the spare arms. The actual kit has not shown up yet, so I'm still missing a lot of that. My wheels aren't here yet. So I've been trying to find a boost leak because I feel like I might have a boost leak. It took probably way longer than it should have taken, but I eventually found it. I could hear hissing coming from somewhere around the turbo, and it was driving me nuts, and I couldn't find it. I've been spraying it with soapy water, and for whatever reason, I finally found it. Here, there's my little apparatus I've made here. Look at this. Okay, so what I did is I just got this from Home Depot, just this 4-inch rubber plug, or a cap, capped off the top of the turbo. And then this is just a bolt-on valve stem. So I drilled a hole in it, put the bolt-on valve stem on, I just have it hooked up to air. You can tell it kind of bulges out there a bit. So it makes me a little bit nervous. I don't know how much pressure that's gonna take, but once we get around 8 PSI or so, you can start to hear the leaks. I'm gonna do that. Hang on, we'll put a little soapy water right on where I found it. There you go. You see it starting to bubble right there. Look at that. So we're gonna address that. I don't know what the issue is. Maybe it's just on a little wonky. There we go. That took a minute, but accomplishment. So we'll fix that and see. Hopefully that's the only one. I tried listening all through here and sprayed the soapy water everywhere, and I don't hear anything else. That's a very, I don't know. So hopefully that's it, but we'll see. Okay, here we are, back at it. I've been having to go to work and stuff, so I haven't had quite as much time to mess with the car, but kind of in the same holding pattern. So you see, I'm still missing a coilover. I've been having a hard time getting it. Deal had something going on with it, like lost power or whatever, and you can't just like get on the website. They don't have it like itemized like that with a few other things I need. So anyway, I'm having to go back and forth, and it's taking forever. So I tried initially on Tuesday, and now it's Friday. We're ideally leaving on Tuesday next week. So it's not looking great. They did email me today. I emailed them back, so I'm trying to get that. I had to push back my alignment and getting the car pulled out because I'm trying to do that in one trip. Pretty held up by that, but yesterday, look what came in, my Wisefab. So I've been waiting a while on this as well, and that has been kind of holding me back, but I got it now. We're gonna put it on. Yeah, check it out. I've had SLR stuff. You might be wondering, why did I get Wisefab stuff instead of just getting more SLR control arms? Well, there's a couple of reasons. SLR is really great. I've run their stuff for a long time. I like those guys, but they haven't really been stocking stuff lately. So it's, if you need something, you're gonna have to wait quite a while, at least in my experience, a bit, to try and get it. And I've bent multiple control arms, and honestly, I just wanted to try something different. So I went with Wisefab, one, because I called around to a few different places that supply them. So you got Wisefab USA themselves, or you have like Drift HQ would be another one. They usually like keep the stuff on the shelves. So it should be relatively easy to get these things. If I need more spare parts, I did get some spare parts just in case. But if I need more, that's kind of nice. I liked how some of it seemed pretty simple. Not that the SLR was really complicated, but for example, here, like on the knuckle attachment, you can see, I don't know if you can see down there, that has your Ackerman adjustment, and it's super straightforward, which is pretty cool. It's literally just these little spacers, and they fit in only just one way. You can't screw it up. If you want to change it, you just unscrew it, pop a spacer out on either side or whatever, and put it back in. So that's not too big of a deal. Everything is, I'll tell you right now, this is definitely heavier than the SLR stuff, but at this point, I'm more concerned with durability than I am saving a little bit of weight. I mean, I've made my share of mistakes. I've had a little bit of bad luck, and honestly, I'm constantly trying to push my driving, and I'm just gonna keep breaking stuff, probably. Hopefully nothing as big as what I have done with moving the shock tower in the car and everything, but if I'm gonna be like constantly trying to get close to stuff and pushing it, you're just gonna break things. So durability is really important to me, and like the lock stops are super simple. So it's literally just this little bolt. You loosen it, so say you set it to the one like that with all the dots on it, bolt it down, and now it's literally just gonna stop like on the knuckle, and that's your lock stop. So little things like that, and it's a well-known factor, so setup stuff and everything should be pretty similar. Anyway, so we're gonna get to work on this. The other thing I totally forgot about was my wheels. It's been a while. I thought they were gonna be here last week. I mean this week, last week, and they're not here. And I don't have enough wheels for the next event, because I was counting on those being here quite a while ago, and they're not. So I'm gonna have to double check on that, but let's get to work. All right, so here we are. We've been here all day. Thankfully, Trey's here helping. He's the man. We got Wisefab on, blue instead of purple now. So those guys are on there. Top mounts are on, cut out. And then we went to go put the old kill switch back on, and then we noticed, well, not noticed, already knew, that the fittings for the venting on the valve cover were like super wobbly. So we're nervous that something's gonna fall off, so we pulled the valve. And turns out it would have been okay because there's this little plate, but I feel better now. But anyway, that's what going to put on a catch, not a catch cam, what's that thing called? A kill switch. Really escalated into this. It's okay, we're gonna put it back together now. It's gonna be fine. Fix the boost leaks. Good job, Trey. All right, let's do it. Okay, so you've been getting little bits and pieces here. You know, things are going. I've been working a lot on this. I have like actual work that I need to do. And anyway, I haven't had a lot of time going along. So we got Wisefab on. We went to the frame shop. Believe it or not, this is pulled within 1/8 of an inch of where it should be. It doesn't look like it. I don't know, but they measured it. Anyway, it's about where it was before. Last time it was pulled out, so they didn't really do much with that. The bolts lined up with the fender, so we should be okay. And then they did pull out the back of the car, as you can see. So trunk closes, it's way straighter than it was. I still don't have wheels, so I posted, and some like local buddies and guys that I know and friends of people that I know, they're gonna let me borrow some wheels. So that's pretty cool. Either me or Elena are gonna go pick those up later. So I'm gonna have to borrow the wheels. Still haven't received my wheels, but that's something handled. The real kicker is yesterday, Elena goes to start the truck, and the truck doesn't start. It didn't start. And it did the same thing it did at E-Town, where we were stranded for a week, and that was only 2 weeks ago. So we got it towed to a dealership. It's the same fuse, so it should be under a warranty. But the thing is, they have to figure out why does this fuse keep blowing, right? So they don't know. They're running like a diagnostic, but it's gonna take like at least 12 hours. They're probably gonna have it for 2 days. Today's Tuesday. We're supposed to be leaving for E-Town today. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish getting my stuff ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna go down to the RV, get the stuff out of it that I need, and I'm gonna take my little work truck over there with a U-Haul trailer and throw as much of it as I can in. We're driving to E-Town. So instead of the rig, I'm gonna roll up with me and my buddy Trey. We're gonna get it done with not a lot. So tonight, I still have to change the oil, fuel filter. I got like the lock rings and stuff that I was missing for the coilover from Feel. I got that. Oh, my, what do you call it? Hang on, I've had a long day. Kill switch, my kill switch. So what I did originally, but for the FT rules, it has to be over there in that corner. It has to be right there, which is kind of an annoying spot because you can see like the block where the power comes in is over here. So what I did was I got this relay. This was a month ago. I got this relay, wired it up on there, hooked up to the switch so that it just actuates the relay. It was a lot easier. You don't have to run these big thick wires over there. It worked until it didn't work. And now I think that this relay is just not up to the task because it was getting hot and then it just quit working. I got power in, no power out. I cut it out, car starts and works fine. So I just got a regular old kill switch and I'm going to make a bracket for it tonight to get it on there, and I'm just going to physically run a wire. So you pull it, it just turns the switch. So that's my plan. So I'll give you a few updates here and there, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'll be packing up tomorrow and heading to E-Town. Well, like everything else, that took a little bit longer than expected, but look at my kill switch. I know it looks a little janky, but I'm not the only person who does this, and I wrapped it in red so it looks official. But all I did was run this cable right along there to this kill switch. I just made a little bracket for it, drilled a hole through the handle, wrapped the wire around it in red so that it's official. I have another little bracket to just kind of hold the wire out this way, and as you can see, ignition is on, lights are on, and got it. Hopefully this works. Boom. I got a kill switch. Ha-cha!